Two Americans and a Swede walk into a room. But it's not just any room. It's a room filled with rowdy fans. It's a room steeped in history.
Looking to win $1 million.
Ryan Reese is the world champion. We win, outplayed them all. It's a room where either American or the Swede can walk out a champion. In that room, there's $10 million on the line. A gold bracelet on the line. Poker immortality on the line. It's a table for three at the World Series of Poker Main Event. And that's no joke. Welcome back to Las Vegas for the conclusion of the 2024 World Series of Poker Main Event final table. Last night, in dramatic fashion, 6 players were sent home, leaving us with a very talented threesome. What's at stake tonight? Well, just the gold bracelet and $10 million. One of 3 30-somethings is about to change his life forever. Niklas Astedt, the 33-year-old from Sweden, seems unfazed in this moment. His experience is unmatched. After more than a decade of intense online play, he comes in today as the chip leader. Jonathan Tamayo has grinded the poker circuit for more than 15 years. The Cornell grad ran a 7th-place stack into the final 3. He is on a virtual free roll from here. And there is Jordan Griff, the 30-year-old father-to-be. He has played with confidence among a sea of top pros. So why should today be any different? Before we get underway, let's look at the leaderboard brought to you by GTO Wizard. 6 players eliminated yesterday, leaving a final 3 that is tightly bunched. Astedt starts with the advantage, but one hand can easily change the course of this final table. There is so much to play for tonight. Massive pay jumps of $2 million, then $4 million, plus a one-of-a-kind gold bracelet to the champion that's worth over $500,000 itself. All right, enough of the preamble. Let's get the cards in the air. To do that, down to Jack Epple, Caesars Vice President.
Hello, everyone. Today is the day. Welcome to the last day of the 2024 World Series of Poker Main Event final table. From 10,112 entries, we're down to the final 3. There's 20 million between first, second, and third, with 10 million being the first place prize. I know we're all excited to get things underway. I just want to say this has been an incredible summer. And today, to be able to kick things off, since we're going to be starting at 1.5 million, 3 million, with a 3 million big blind ante with 17 minutes, 40 seconds remaining at 42. We'd like to recognize the dealer that stood out the most this year. Out of the 1,600 that were hired for this year's World Series of Poker, he became our Dealer of the Year. He's been dealing for about 18 years. He's been working at the World Series of Poker for the last 10. He's been traveling the circuit for the last several. He is a fantastic dealer. He checks all the boxes. We're so proud of him. Ladies and gentlemen, to kick off the final 3 of the World Series of Poker Main Event, Mr. Caleb Cushing. Congratulations and well done, my friend.
I just want to say I'm truly honored and grateful to be chosen Dealer of the Year. Thank you so much. Just want to give a shout out to my wife Casey and my daughter Hikaru. Love you. Now please, Megan, shuffle up and deal.
Cards in the air for the WSOP Main Event. It's the final night of this epic event. 10,112 players started. 3 players remain. 4 million for third, 6 million for second, and 10 million for first. Thanks for joining myself, Remko Rinkema, and Donnie Peters for a brief preview of the action. Because it's the final night of play, we're only going to do a very short preview just to make you guys all aware of the action that we have streaming on PokerGO.com. Very much appreciate everyone for tuning in right now, also throughout the summer, and at every other event that we have streamed. Donnie, let's hear some quick predictions on this three-handed battle.
It's hard to imagine that Niklas Astedt, a.k.a. Lena 900, is not the favorite, not only because he has the largest stack coming into this final trio, but also because he is the most experienced player. We, of course, know how great Lena has been over the years online, more than $48 million in online earnings, widely regarded as the greatest online tournament poker player of all time. Now he's on poker's biggest stage, 3 players left. He's got the chip lead. He's the man to beat.
First hand of three-handed play. Griff raising it up to 7 million. Astedt in the big blind with 10-6 of diamonds. And he's going to make the call. And Donnie, we should probably look for Astedt to try to get in as many post-flop pots as possible.
Yeah, I would agree. You know, probably keep things a little bit smaller pre-flop just to really be able to maximize what he probably perceives as his skill edge over the other players. Not that Griff has not played great, not that Tamayo has not played well also. And, you know, Tamayo has the experience on his side of going deep in this event and plenty others before. But I think Astedt would probably say that, like, I'm in the best position here to win, so I'm going to try and stay active and really lean on these guys as much as possible.
First hand here, Astedt with a pair of 10s, Griff with bottom pair of deuces. If you're catching us on YouTube right now, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to our channel.
At 8 million.
Just so everyone knows, we have all the highlights from last night's day 9 session on our YouTube channel. It's a 47-minute recap of all the stuff that went down. Highly recommend you watch that, and we'll do another action-packed recap tomorrow as well from this final table. But if you want to catch it live, you're going to have to sign up to PokerGO to watch the remainder of this battle. Lon McCarron, Norman Chad, and Maria Ho will be on the commentary, while Nick Schulman and Ali Najad will be on the break desk to provide you with some analysis. Donnie, it feels eerily quiet and sort of tense in the room here. It's not the type of, you know, flag swinging, beer throwing type atmosphere here inside the horseshoe.
We'll see what happens after the hand is done being played. That'll be the real judge of how the atmosphere, how the rails are bringing the energy, or not. You know, we'll see. We did hear some Lena chants from the Swedish contingent behind Astedt. We'll see if that keeps up.
I mean, sorry to interrupt here, Donnie, but Griff came out with a plan, and the plan is to apply the pressure betting 20 million here on the turn. Astedt still with that pair of 10s under pressure right away.
Yeah, tough spot here for Astedt, but good enough hand here to make a call.
River pairs the jack, brings out a third heart. Can Griff
Check.
possibly continue here? Oh, it goes check, check.
No, just not really a dynamic card there on the river pairing the board, so understandable check back, which then, of course, allows Astedt to get to that showdown. There you see a lot of the Swedes and other friends and family of Astedt.
The Swedes are still up, right, from last night?
Yeah, of course.
Here's a look at the data dump. The WSOP Main Event final table through the first 161 hands. VPIP high for these guys, but as you can see, Lena, the most aggressive player. And there you have it on the screen. Lon, Norm, and Maria Ho on the commentary on PokerGO.com. Shortest 3-2, one hand, 2013. Ryan Reese versus Amir Lahavit.
I remember that.
That was a long heads-up battle, Donnie, between him and Jay Farber.
It was. It was.
Let us know in the chat who you are rooting for. What side are you on?
Raise 10 million.
Astedt raising to 10 million with ace-8 of hearts. Action on Griff with deuces. Seeing lots of Swedish flags in the chat.
Griff has not backed down from playing these small pairs. Saw a lot of it from the later days of the tournament, you know. He had threes a few times, fours, he won that big hand off Brian Kim yesterday in the first part of the final table. Here we go.
Raised 28 million.
Wow, fighting back with the Ducks here. If you're an Astedt shoes, Donnie, you got the chip lead. Are you trying to apply more pressure or be perhaps a bit more reserved because you don't really need to get out of line here?
I think part of his skill set is that he can put the pressure on his opponents. You know, yeah, you want to probably play as many pots as possible and keep them smaller, but I think Astedt, just given his experience over the years, is not going to be feeling the pressure himself, or at least as much as his opponents. And I listen, also, I really like this approach early on from Griff. It's almost like he made it to three-handed play, and he said, all right, day 2 of this final table, I'm coming out swinging. I'm going for blood. I'm going to try and win this damn thing. And we've seen that so far. And let's see if he continues here. The pot's almost 60 million.
Oh, my God.
So about a 2-to-1 SPR with what Griff is effectively playing.
I mean, Griff did not come here to just sit back and try to get second or try to get to heads-up play. He's seemingly trying to win this thing, and you can only respect the fact that he's not backing down from someone who is arguably considered to be the best of all time when it comes to MTTs.
Yeah, I mean, it would be easy in this spot, three-handed play with Niklas Astedt, to just kind of be like, okay, like, I know he's better than me. He's got more experience. You know, this is his arena, and I'm just here somewhat as a guest. But right now, Griff is playing like this is his house, and you got to come in and you got to fight me for these chips. I know that first hand obviously didn't work out in Griff's favor, but he went for it on flop and turn. Here, a little bit of going for it pre-flop. Let's see if he comes here on the turn after this board pairs. Probably a good opportunity for him to bet, you know, deny some equity from some of those, you know, unpaired hands, some high cards that Astedt might have.
22 million.
And Griff here on this board with all cards that could look scary, betting 22 million. Astedt, no flush draw, but he does have a gut shot to the straight. Donnie, how does his hand shrink given the action leading up to this point?
Well, I think he can just call here. There's a lot of value still in his hand. Probably a lot of the value hands that Griff 3-bets pre-flop he continues with as a bet. So, you know, Lena could probably think, okay, maybe there's some times when he just has, like, the king highs.
Wow.
Check, check.
Check, check, and the Ducks are going to win a 100 million chip pot. This is absolutely wild. And look at that big sigh of relief out of the chest of Jordan Griff.
My wife is Panya. I met her my freshman year at Arizona State University back in 2012. Seems like forever ago. Met through a mutual friend and just really hit it off. We've been together ever since. We got engaged at the end of school. We finally pulled the trigger at the end of COVID when we were in New York, and got married in 2020. So we've been married 4 years now, and this year we're expecting a baby. She'll be due in September. So it's just absolutely insane year for me. The most hectic, crazy, exciting year of my life for sure.
Jordan Griff on the ride of a lifetime. Donnie, he would have to overcome 8 professionals to win the crown. Isn't that insane?
It would be pretty wild. Bit of David versus Goliath. When I spoke with Griff yesterday after play, interviewed him for the PokerGO podcast. So you guys can find that out there wherever you listen to your podcast. But he was honest and said, listen, I'm the amateur here. And he recognizes that, you know. But also, he said that one of his strengths was the fact that he's able to recognize probably how the others view him and then hopefully use that to his advantage, which I think is a very good thing. Griff takes this one with the raise. We've yet to see Tamayo get involved, by the way. He's kind of just hanging out there while Griff and Astedt just go to war, which is kind of shades of what John Racner did. Remember that? Right. He was just chilling, and then all of a sudden he picked up like an extra $5 million or something.
Unbelievable. I just want to point out, there it is. Got some chants going on. What I was going to say is that Tamayo, of course, picked up a bit of notoriety folding queens 10-handed. Played a solid game as well during the first day of the final table. Now, of course, incentivized to just get heads up with any stack. Doesn't really matter. Get the $2 million pay jump. You know, no one's going to fault you for being extra cautious. And seemingly, Mr. Griff is on a warpath here at this final table.
I love it. I would expect him to raise this hand too. You guys can see up at the leaderboard presented by Monkey Tilt. Griff and Astedt now tied. 208 million in chips to start this hand. Of course, Osted's in the big blind, so he did have to post the big blind ante. But still, tied in chips. Tamayo not close behind in third. Very, very even match overall.
Griff raising it up. King 6 was good enough to send Boris Angelov to the rail last night for Tamayo. Of course, completely different scenario, facing a short stack shove. King 6 now ending up in the muck.
And I think Tamayo there can... I know it's early and we only played a couple hands, but he can be like, listen, if these guys are going to just go to war all day, I'm just going to chill. Right. So if he has kind of a marginal spot, maybe he does lean conservative. And we have seen him lean conservative. You mentioned the queens fold, right? So maybe this is another spot where he's like, listen, I can ladder up from 4 million to 6 million and secure myself a nice payday if these guys just want to go crazy against each other. Look at this flop here.
Check.
8, 8, 5 with a couple of clubs.
So far, it's coming up Griff here.
It's a paired board. Osted's got the ace of clubs. He's also got that 7 of hearts working in there, so not a terrible flop for him when you're this short-handed. He starts with a check. Just
want to point out that if you subscribe to PokerGO, we have monthly, quarterly, and annual plans available. The annual plan, of course, the most value. It's about $7 a month if you take the $20 discount. If you use promo code WSOP24WIN, you save $20 on the annual plan. And that also makes you eligible for our giveaways. And we are putting 3 people in the World Series of Poker main event next year. And all annual subs are eligible for that giveaway. We have some more fun promos coming up later this year. And let's not forget that we have a new season of both High Stakes Poker and No Gamble, No Future coming out next week. So if you are into cash games, you can dive straight into that action as soon as the main event wraps up. All right, here, 9 of hearts on the turn. Griff, not only with that beautiful looking inside straight flush draw, now also picks up top pair.
Griff going to continue here. Astedt, you know, can still come along. That 9 does
22 million.
Add the straight draw outs for him.
It just feels like Griff and Astedt are just trying to play big pots.
Yeah, which is... it's kind of surprising on both sides. I mean, Osted's been kind of not the one putting the chips in. Griff has, you know, which is probably what Astedt wants to do. You know, just kind of play a little bit small ball, which does involve some pot control. I am surprised by how Griff has approached this early part of this second day of the final table, but I like it.
Ace of diamonds on the river, 75 million in the middle. Check, check. And where the deuces came out on top just a few hands ago, now it's the ace on the river that saves Astedt, and it extends his chip lead. Coming up here on our final hand of the preview, where we were told to keep it short today. Hope you guys all enjoyed this little introduction to the final table. Lon McCarron, Norman Chad, and Maria Ho are ready for you on PokerGO.com.
Could have been a real big one there.
Yeah? Big blind plays.
How? What do you have?
See it soon enough.
What do you say?
You'll see it soon enough.
Yeah. Well, you started to talk about that.
Yeah, I know.
That could have been a big one.
I'm not sure how big it could have been, because Astedt's not going to go crazy with the ace-7 on an 8-8-5 flop.
After that comment.
Tamayo out of the way once again, just still serving as that spectator here. He's got a front row seat to the Astedt versus Griff battle. Astedt limps in 9-5. Griff jack 3 in the big. There you see Griff's wife over his shoulder looking on.
This is our
Watching
final
her man.
This is our final hand of the preview. Just wanted to put that out there. You guys get on over to PokerGO. Continue watching. Apology that we were only able to do a short one today. But of course, this is the final day of the WSOP. Highlights will be out on the YouTube channel tomorrow for those that are not subscribed, which we also understand. Just want to let you all know that I speak for both Donnie and myself that it's been a real privilege to provide commentary on YouTube throughout the summer, not only on the main event, but also on countless bracelet events that we were able to cover. And I hope that you guys all stay with us on YouTube as well, as we have tons more content to come over the next few months. I just can't believe the main event's nearing its end today. It's pretty insane. It's been one heck of a roller coaster here. Queen 9-4, 2 hearts on board here. Astedt's 9 best, but I was just gonna say, Griff, not the type of player to easily let go.
Yeah, don't expect Astedt to go anywhere here. He's got enough of a hand to continue. Pair of 9s. Does call. 10 on the turn. Interesting card. Griff now picking up an open-ended straight draw. Astedt checks. Griff here, I would guess, inclined to just check back, maybe realize that equity, but he can also barrel away if he thinks he can get his opponent to fold, you know, maybe some 4s, maybe target some 9s as well, some bad 9s. He's going to come with it. 15 million pot-size bet.
This guy is just continuing to fire every single hand. Tamayo yet to put a chip in the middle here, and Astedt lets it go. And on that note, we have reached the end of our short preview today. Please join Lon McCarron, Norman Chat, and Maria Ho on PokerGO.com right now for the conclusion of the 2024 main event. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you at the next one.